Welcome. Let me just get set up here, make sure you can see everything. Okay. All right, so we are in, my brain just totally shut off. I'm so sorry. Hi, everybody. It is Jenny with Jenny's Wreath Boutique, and I am a wreath maker and a wreath seller, and I teach you how to make beautiful wreaths like pro. So if you are excited about this, give me a thumbs up and share this with a friend. That would be so helpful. But in this video, I'm going to be making a one-of-a-kind wreath using leftover supplies. So with florals, it is so important to really not waste anything because good quality florals can get really, really expensive. And yeah, and with, who knows, with prices increasing, it's hard to tell if they're going to get more expensive and by how much. So these are principles I will use no matter what the economy is like because I think they're good practices. So I think we should all do these things. So you may have seen me talk about when I'm using florals, like, oh, I'm going to save these leaves for later. Or if I have other things and I only use half a bush, I'll save that bush, I'll put it aside. I've done other videos like this. You can go watch those later if you would like and you want more inspiration. But I love making one-of-a-kind wreaths or two-of-a-kind, depending on how many supplies I have left. But going through my stash of like leftover pieces that I'm not going to be using for other projects or anything, they're truly just leftovers. I kind of put them in a bin together, like either florals or greenery. And I'm just trying to clean up my wreath space, use up these supplies so they're not wasted. And it's basically like getting a wreath for free if you think about it, because all the costs and everything has been accounted for in other designs. So this is like getting a bonus wreath. So that's how I think of it anyway. So I'm going to show you everything I'm using for this particular wreath. We're going to be making a spring greenery wreath with some extra stuff in it as well. But I wanted to say hello, Jackie and Cal and Verlene, Cheryl, Lorna, Donna, Lenore. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. So I am, oops. I tried, just so you know, I'm working on trying to get my screen back so it's not mirrored like it is now. I've been playing around with settings, and from what I can see, what I tried did not work, so I apologize. Just check out my ring finger if it's backwards. But so the first greenery is one I got from Michael's last year. I have about half a garland left. I used this in my Stock Your Shop workshop last summer. Those are still available if you want to get them. But yeah, I've got just some random pieces. So I've just had these sitting here since last summer because I bought them to teach. And the wreath that I made with the other half of the garland sold really well, which was great. And then I have another greenery that is fun. It's just this one, another one from Michael's, I believe. And it's just about a third of a garland, maybe half a garland. Sorry, I just dropped some stuff. And then, actually, before I show you everything else, or actually I'll keep showing you and then I'll talk about why I picked these particular supplies. Another one I have is, this is actually something that I have a lot more of, but I had planned on using these. I planned on using these for a different wreath, and I tried them in a particular design. I didn't like it, so I'm saving them for something else. But I've already cut this one up, and I don't have the cut up pieces everywhere. So, and when I show you on video how to make a new design, I like to show you how I'm cutting it. So for that reason, I'm going to be using these up because it's already cut up. But you might be seeing these particular things in an upcoming kit possibly, or design. But for this particular one, I'm gonna be using it up. And then I've got like just random pieces. I sell this, this is the camellia leaf spray. I sell it in my shop. I've used it in so many designs, but these are just some random pieces that I've gathered from different ones. And obviously I can't sell these, but I can use all the pieces. It'll be enough for one. And then I have about half a bush of this acacia stem. I love this, but I only have like half of one left, trying to clean up space. Although this is one you could stock up more on if you go to the spring sales at Michael's. Some good sales happening right now. So this is the greenery I chose. Oh wait, one more. I have one of these. This is also from Michael's. I just had one left that I didn't end up needing. I used this in, I think, a wreath that I taught here on YouTube. But I had one left. Sometimes I will overbuy a little bit and then I don't want to take the time to make a return because I can just use this. And then along those lines, I have one of these left, also from a spring wreath I made that I'm not planning on restocking just because I made it for a tutorial, but it's beautiful. So I have one of these left. And then I have a half or maybe a 2/3 of a branch of these berries. Also use these in a tutorial here on YouTube. So this is what I have left of those. And then this is one of my items I have from a wholesale supplier. And I used these in some things last year, but I have some left. So I might actually list them in my shop. But so this is truly things right here that I do not plan on restocking or using again because they're either out of season. Anyway, just things that I have gathered that go well together. Can you tell that all this greenery is more warmer toned? It kind of has a little bit of a tropical vibe with these ferns. And then like these things kind of have the same color. I try to gather things of the same color of my leftovers. And that helps. But I also thought I might have I just brought in 3 of these. So if you are using leftovers, if you need something else to fill it in, it's okay to grab something new to fill in the gaps or something that's not necessarily a leftover. So I like to do that as well. But these are all truly just leftover things that have been kind of sitting around waiting to get used. And when I'm adding things to my shop, it's either something I've made for YouTube if it's going to be a one-of-a-kind thing, or something I want to be able to make a ton of. And since these, I can't really do that, I'm just going to make a video for you and then I'll list this in my shop. But it's a great way to clean up some of the mess and get the most bang for my buck for these florals, because florals are not cheap. And we also don't have a ton of time to like go return every little thing. So I mean, you could totally, if it's not cut up, you could return it. But most of these are cut, with the exception of this. I think everything else is cut up. So anyway, that was a long intro. But let's make a one-of-a-kind design for spring. This is the fun part. You gather all your stuff and it feels like it's free because it's just the leftovers. Yeah, kind of like, and I put this in my email. If you clicked on an email before you got this, if you didn't see it and you're on my email list, check your spam folder. A lot of them have been going there lately. But I compared it to leftovers, like how we save on our grocery bills by like, I make my food, which would be my main wreath design. I make my food and then I save the leftovers and then we have a meal for tomorrow or maybe meals for a couple more days. So the same as this, but you have to actually eat those things that you saved. So yes, I have saved this greenery for later, but now this is me eating it. That sounds really messed up, but this is me consuming it, using it up so it actually doesn't go to waste. It's one thing to save it, but then we also need to every now and then go through it and use it up. So I hope that made sense. I'm going to move the camera down so you can see what I'm doing and we will get into this. And I'm so bummed that it's backwards again. Ugh. Okay, let me just lower this again. Okay, I'm always trying to, nope, too much. Sorry, guys. Just fast forward a minute while I get this. Oh my gosh. There we go. Is that better? Maybe I'll just pull this back. If I can't adjust the tripod, I will adjust my table. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ah. Oh, Lisa, yeah, you can do a yard sale. I personally don't buy things unless I'm gonna use them a bunch, and then this is just leftovers of that. But yeah. All right. So now that I have all of this here, I'm gonna start with one greenery and then add the next layer. This is gonna be a full wreath, and obviously mostly focused on greenery. But I find the easiest way to do this is really to do it by color. And since I don't want more leftovers, I am going to try and use all of it. And then it'll all be done. So I think I'm just going to cut up the garland into pieces like this. And you might not generate as much leftovers as I do because I do teach on YouTube, and that can make me have extra stuff sometimes. But use whatever you have. And like I said, this is a challenge we are doing in our VIP group. If you're a VIP member, say hi. But my VIP group, we do a challenge every month, and sometimes it's to create a wreath in a certain style or using certain kind of materials, just to like get our juices flowing and be creative and maybe focus on a certain skill. And this month it is to shop our stash and make a design using our leftovers or things that we already have. And I think that is such a good practice because it is so fun. I know you guys know it is so fun to go shopping for new stuff, but really we need to use up our current stuff first so that our stash doesn't get out of control. And so we're not wasting anything, we're not wasting our money or overbuying. So, and then you can see in your stash, like, what are the things that you enjoy working with? What goes well with other things? You can kind of get a feel for that as you do certain exercises like this. And it's fun. I love being challenged by only being able to use what I have. So, hey Gita, VIP checking in. Hi all. And Donna says VIP here in New Hampshire. Love it. Yeah, Lisa asks, any greenery should be okay to use, right? As long as it's not evergreens anyway. Yeah, anything that goes together. You can kind of, most things will go together like these. This is from the summer last year. A lot of these things are from spring. This has a variegation that kind of ties in the color, so it really works well together. So I got kind of lucky in the sense. It started with me grabbing these two garlands. So, oh, Linda is a VIP here from Southern California. Cal, VIP member from New Jersey. Lots of VIP members in here. Awesome. So glad you guys could make it. And I'd love to hear how you guys, I know we just started April, but I'm curious how the challenge is going for you. Shelly, I don't even know the name of this garland. I've had it. I have been working off this garland for this kind of challenge for a couple of years now. And I don't know what it's called. So I apologize for that. But it's from Michael's. I think they have something similar in their year-round section now. So, but that's where it's from. And if, let's see, I think there are some things in here that I can still link that are from Michael's. So I'll try and do that after the live is over. But I'm just trying to add these. Oh, look at that. I made it just thick enough so that these can go all the way around and give a pretty good coverage. I'm using a 14-inch grapevine. Lisa says, oh yes, VIP here in New Jersey, because clearly members don't get enough of Jenny. Tons of tutorials. Good. I'm glad you enjoy them. You guys get double because you get the VIP ones and the YouTube ones. Nice. But I thought I was going to do this anyway, and I thought I should just turn the camera on and do this live. That way you can all watch me if I fail, and we'll all learn something together. Or maybe you can get some inspiration and, yeah, see how you can do this for yourself. All of our stashes are going to look a little different, but I hope this is helpful. Hey, Keisha Jones. Hi, VIP group. Just coming in. Hello. Oh, God bless you too. Says, my first time watching your live. I just found your channel 2 days ago. Hello, and I love it. Thank you. Hello from Kentucky. Hello. Welcome. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm cutting this garland up. Garlands can be very like, the stems can be not very sturdy, so I like to cut garlands up kind of small so that they don't like droop, unless I want them to, unless that's the style I'm going for, but that's not the style I'm going for in this particular wreath. So I'm just cutting it up like right before the section, because so I can have as long of a stem as possible. But it gives us a good mix here. When I'm choosing greenery, including from my stash, I do try and find similar, like warm or cool. This is pretty warm. This could go either way, but it's got warmer tips. And then they're both different textures of leaves mixed in. So anyway. Donna says, Jenny, do you find buying garlands more cost effective? Sometimes, yes, absolutely. But it kind of just depends. And sometimes the garland version of something can be more of a hassle to work with. And sometimes they're great. So I do a mix of both. I just really liked this greenery when I got it. So that's why I bought it in the garland, because that's where it was available. So it really just depends. So I'm just kind of placing this in between. And this is what I recommend anytime you're making a wreath that has greenery. I like to start with the greenery base, and I'm just doing one layer at a time. And then we'll go into the next greenery when we're done. The one you're using now looks like a great filler, Lisa says. Yeah. Liza says, hi, Jenny. I've been seeing you since 2015. I love your work. I wonder if you're thinking of someone else, because I have not been here since 2015. I started my wreath business in 2016. And then I started on YouTube, I think 2019. So maybe you mean 2019. I think that's when I started. Wow, I've been doing this a while. Oh, Linda says, this looks so delish. Thanks. I love it when you make it look so effortless. Your creativity is amazing. Thank you. I think when you just, you know, you have a little system, adding one layer at a time, you just add the glue, place the stem along the grapevine, you kind of just mix it in. Makes it go pretty easy, I think. Hello, Lori, who's a VIP from Massachusetts. Awesome, welcome. Yeah, I really like the look of this greenery for spring. It's just so flowy and beautiful. And another reason I might have more leftovers is I am always trying to make fresh, new designs for you guys. whether you're in the VIP group or here on YouTube. I just want to make new, fresh designs for you guys all the time. And so I probably make a lot more new designs compared to if I was just making wreaths to sell and I wasn't teaching. So these are from, this is one of my items I got this year. And I was cutting it up for a different project, but I ended up not liking the look of it in that particular one. So I have all these cut up stems, but these are just from one of those. So I'm using them here. And I like that they are kind of breaking up all of these smaller leaf textures, which is nice. I did want to ask you guys, those of you who are watching this, so my email provider, the person I send all my emails out through, they changed how the email sender looks, and it's in an effort to actually increase email open rates. However, since they've done that, my email open rates have been smaller, lower, and a lot of you who, I'm putting this in way too thick, sorry. A lot of you who actually get my emails have said, hey, I'm not getting your emails, and it turns out they've been going to their spam folder. And I think if you're used to opening mine, this is just, I could be wrong, but I think since they're changing the name of the sender, or they just write it out just a little bit differently, those of you who have marked my emails as safe and not spam, we'll have to do that again because the sender info is just a tiny bit different. So if you wouldn't mind, if you normally see my emails and you're not, go check your spam and then go mark them as safe. I would really appreciate it, and it'll be helpful for you too, so you don't miss stuff like this. Because when I go live here on YouTube, I always send an email. Well, I usually send an email out, but sometimes it's last minute. And so if you don't have if you don't get my emails to your inbox, you might miss it. And I don't want you to miss it. Okay, I'm just going to put that there. Isn't this looking cute already? It's very summery, a little bit tropical. I like it. So these, since they're shorter, I don't know if you can notice, I'm putting them on the inside and the outside just to get that broadleaf mixed throughout. The other stems kind of naturally do that because they're more sprawled out. But for these, I put them on the inside and outside. Oh, I got another one. Oh, and here's one that I have left over. This is another money saving tip. You guys have probably seen me do this if you've been around. I save my stems of these, I call it my tulip trash, but I save these to save leaves. So I'll make a pick out of the leaf using leftover trash stems so that it just gives more use, more life to these leaves that really wouldn't have anywhere else to go. All right, this is going to have a lot of leaves. I'm trying to decide if I even want these in here. I want to use them up though. Yeah, I am. Okay, first I'm going to use, I'm going to use these. I'm actually going to break these up quite a bit so that they can be incorporated throughout better. But, yeah. So I'm going to cut these into either 2 pieces or 1 piece. Oh, if you, let's see, God bless you too. So if you've downloaded any of my freebies, you're on my email list. Because I email them to you. So like my cheat sheet, where I get my floral supplies cheat sheet. If you've bought any of my products, like if you're a VIP member, you're on the email list for the VIP group, you'll get all those emails. But if you, let's see, what else? Oh, my bow tutorial or my crafter's guide to scaling your income, that's another one. Although I don't send out much to that. If you're on the wait list to join the VIP group, I send emails when I open that. Anyway, so just, but mainly if you are used to seeing my emails and then you're not all of a sudden, that's all I mean. Hey, Kim from Florida. All right, so once again, adding a broadleaf, and this is a different color. This is so beautiful. I love it. So I'm putting them on the inside and the outside. Good, I'm glad, Linda. Thank you for checking. Susie, yes, you made a live, welcome. We are using up leftovers to make a beautiful spring wreath so that we can get the most out of our florals that we have spent our hard-earned money on, and we don't want to waste a single leaf. I'm going to cut these apart. Oh, you're welcome, Judy. Thanks, Susie. Susie says it looks lovely already. Thank you. I know. I like it too. You could just leave it. You don't need all the leftovers I have, but I just want to make something spectacular. Looking good so far. Love it. Okay, I am going to use this. I don't have a lot. I only have like half. And I can keep these too if I want. These little pieces, I can use those for stems. I'll just take one of these, cut it in half, and then here, let me move this so you can see the wreath. Pamela says, looks like a beautiful salad. Yes, I like that. So I'm just dabbing some glue in the little nub, and then we have a nice pick. So I don't have a ton of these, so I really want to make sure. So if I only had like these two, I probably would either have to cut them a lot smaller so they can be evenly around the wreath, or use it in a different wreath style. But for this, I've got 3 plus these, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 little pieces. So that's nice. That's a good way to make it around. A lot of these one-of-a-kind wreaths can be very full of interest because you've just got stuff from all over. And I'm just going to mix it in. It's a nice greenery texture that has that same kind of coloring. Jessica asks, how would you charge for something like this? I would charge based on my normal pricing model, as if I did not get all of this on sale. I might have it a little bit lower, but usually I just kind of look at similar wreaths that I have available in my shop and price it in a, so it's kind of on par. Because if I priced it for way less, people might be like, what's wrong with it? You know, why is this one so much cheaper than all your other ones? So I would price it in line with the other things I have, even though I don't have all of the pricing details for these because they're just little pieces left. I don't necessarily have all the tags. Well, this is looking good. I'm sorry, I know you can't see. I'm just kind of holding it up just to see where it might be uneven. But some of these have prices on them. Like this one was one that is new. This was $7.99 full price. I know I got it 40% off, so I price it based on that if I have that information. Although right now these are, I think, 60% off, which is amazing. But don't worry, I wasn't cutting. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry if I forget the angle, because normally when I'm pre-recorded, I have the top-down view so you can see all of my cutting. Okay, since I just have one of these bushes and I don't want to have just two pieces, I am cutting these a little bit smaller so that they can go all the way around more evenly. I could cut them up even smaller. I'm going to cut just a little more. So we have 5 pieces. Oh, I still need to use these too. I'll do that right now, actually. I'm going to just add these 2 extra pieces. Ooh, Gita says there's a new Hobby Lobby that's going to open near her. That's exciting. I know when I started my wreath business, I'd never been to Hobby Lobby, and there wasn't one very close to me. I think the closest one was about 2.5 hours away. So I didn't go very often. So now I love having it close by. It's so nice. Although when I do leftover things like this, all the things are from Michael's, because Hobby Lobby, they keep their stuff year round, so you can restock it if you need to. Hey, Jennifer. All right, so now we're going to add in this eucalyptus. I just love how full of texture this wreath is. It makes it so fun and interesting. I love it. Gita says yours is 2.5 hours away. Yeah, that's hard. Lots of online shopping for you, huh? I guess if you get it in store to know what things are like, and then you can just restock online, but of course then you run the risk of things being sold out. Yes, this is going to be fluffy, isn't it? I love it. It makes a really nice wreath. That's the thing. I'm probably going to sell this for probably $127, maybe less. I'm not sure. It depends on how I like the final look. If I don't like the design, I might charge less. But so far, I like it. You know? All right, I'm going to add in these. Ooh, and look at this. I can actually... This has nice skinny stems, and I'm running low on my tulip trash. So I'm actually kind of excited about this because I'm actually going to save these. I can push these leaves up. And since this is more, it's not like a super compact wreath, but it's compact-ish. So I don't want to cut these too long. You could if you were having more of a wild wreath, but I'm going to just cut these like so, and I'm going to save these. So I'm actually going to I have a little bin I save these things in. So this is going to be my quote-unquote tulip trash for another wreath. Love all the shades of green. Yes, Shelly says Michael's changes their stock every year. Hobby Lobby's more reliable having the same every year. Yes, that's why usually these are, when I make a one-of-a-kind wreath, it's often with Michael's Florals. It should be a premium because of all the many different elements. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. It should be, what else did you say? I don't have much of the leftover things yet, but I sure do with Christmas flowers and greenery. Can this work for Christmas items? Absolutely. Any season. Any season. I like to save items according to season, or by, like, I'll do year-round greenery in one bin, or like evergreens in another bin, flowers in another bin. So it makes it easier when I'm going through things to find what goes well together. Although sometimes I don't put them in a bin and it gets piled up in my wreath room, which was the case for some of this. So yeah, there's always that. Let's see. Oh, Elisa says, actually, all your recommendations about florals greenery are so great, so people can buy to purchase online. Yes, that's the hope. I try to show that, because I know not everybody lives close. If you do live close, you can buy online, pick up in store, which is so nice. But if you live far away, save it for when they offer free shipping and are on sale. All right, that looks so good. I love the texture that adds. Isn't that pretty? Yes, and I am very picky. Yeah, I love how these add a nice whimsical look. Makes it look really natural. Oh, I don't even know if I want to add anything else, but I want to use up these things. That's the conundrum. Okay, I kind of want to offer some of these in my shop. They add such a great texture, so I might do that today. Like, this is one that I actually do have a good amount left, but I wanted to use them in another design to show you. They've got like a buttery yellow / cream flower, but also these berries. I think they're so cute. Jennifer says, make 2 wreaths. I know. I could have. Definitely could have. I just don't have the time today to be live that long. Ooh, I like these in there. I'm going to use 2 stems because that way I'll have 6. Oops. Come on. So if you don't have a ton of leftovers, but you have some, but you don't have enough to make a nice cohesive wreath using just leftovers, use the leftovers first and use as much as you can, and then just fill in whatever the wreath is missing with something in your stash that you've already bought, but it's not necessarily a leftover. So that's what I would recommend doing. But yeah, when you're used to buying good quality items, your leftovers are going to be good quality. You know what I mean? When I first started, I would buy things just because they were on sale and a good price. But as I've gotten pickier over the years, I don't buy those same things. And some of those I just don't want to recommend. Well, they're just not up to par for what I currently make. So using up leftovers nowadays is what I'm trying to say is a lot easier because my stash just has so many pretty things. But I do have some fun brand new designs and wreath kits and all of that coming up soon, but I wanted to give us a nice breather. Let's use up our stuff that we have. Oh, that's so pretty. I love this wreath. Maybe I'm just going to keep it myself. I don't know. So these are the white mini berries, $8 full price in the US right now, but 60% off. And then this isn't even a whole bush. This is like, wait, is it? No, I've got stuff cut off of it. This is one of my favorite items from spring this year. If you can grab it, I'll link it below in the description, but I love it. But since I don't have a ton, I'm going to cut them smaller. I just love that soft butter yellow. You know, butter yellow is a very popular color this year. So, hey, let's use it in our wreath. Might as well, right? Okay. Oh, gosh. Ooh. Just flew across the table. So I've got these 3 pieces, which are quite a bit longer, and then this one is a little smaller, and then this one's a little bit more stubby. So I'm going to try and mix that up a little bit. Okay. This is just going to take the wreath to another level. And I kind of like how these berries just look like they're glowing. They're so pretty. And I'm just going to tuck them in among the greenery. So I used a big piece. Oh no, this one fell off. Let me just glue that back on. I feel like that about every one of my wreaths. Like I want to keep it. But the nice thing is you can just make another one. Although this one I can't because it's one of a kind. It's a great way to fill out my shop too when I'm sold out of stuff. But my next season stuff hasn't arrived yet. Oh. Oh goodness. So I'm just kind of looking for a spot to put this. There we go. Yeah, I'm really glad I used the white flowers. I mean, it just looks so good all together, doesn't it? I really like this. Okay, I'm going to use this big one and then the smaller one. And yes, I'm just gluing right over these berries because the stems are short, but that's just going to be hidden in the grapevine. I'm just putting it in there, and it's totally fine. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love it when these wreaths work out. There we go. Look at this wreath. This was so fun, and this is all stuff that I've already gotten my money back and then some. Lots of profit from the sales I made from using these. So these are just leftover, didn't have a use, and we gave it some new life. Oh, how fun is that? So much texture. I love it. There's the back. There's a couple stems I need to cut off, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. So cute. Let me know what you think. And I can link this, probably the berries, and the acacia. Also, I'll try and link those. Oh, and these two. I have leftover version of those, but if you want to make something similar and you want to make a lot of them, now that I'm looking at it, this would make a great wreath to like put up all spring and summer, and you could sell a ton of them. This is so pretty. I love it. Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you got some inspiration for how to use up your leftover supplies. Your wreath is going to look totally different from mine because our stashes probably look completely different. So if you make one, share it with me. Send me a picture or tag me on Instagram or something like that. I would love to see it. And then, of course, if you're inside of my VIP group, post it under the challenge in the community. So thank you guys for being here. I hope you enjoyed and got some inspiration. Okay, bye.